My dear SVD lay partners, I'm happy to discuss with you something on group building in the context of our SVD group buildings. I will make a brief presentation, after which, if you have questions, we can have more clarifications. The picture over here depicts to you what a group is. See the picture first, second, and the third one, how they are struggling to achieve a goal. And then you see the fourth one, they are planning how they can achieve a goal. And finally, the last two pictures, you see how the goal has been achieved. The Word of God says in Acts 4:32, the believers shared their possessions. The foundation of any group is the believers shared their possessions. Sharing becomes important. And of course, in the context of Acts of the Apostles, the possessions were only money and property. They sold it and they brought the money to put together. But in the context of our SVD lay group, it is our talents, our gifts, our expertise, and our knowledge that we share with the group in order to build the group as well as to be a gift for people who are served by us. The words of wisdom says, coming together is the beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. Henry Ford, you know, the one was the manager or the founder of the Henry Ford Ford company. So what's the definition of a team or team building? Simply speaking, the definition of team building is, it is less me and more we. Less me and more we. SVD lay partners, a blessing of God to the SVD and to the world. Definitely, it's a great blessing for us, the SVDs, to have the lay partners as our collaborators, from whom we learn a lot, with whom we cooperate, and sometimes when they have their projects, we cooperate with them, we collaborate with them. What's a group? Group wearing the same habit doesn't make a group, it is said. That means we are coming together, being together does not make a group. The word team or group derives from the use of oxen or bullocks shackled together. They have to be together for one particular purpose. So just not coming together, but with a purpose. So in a way, group is a small number of people with complementary skills who are committed to a common purpose. They come together for a common purpose. And what is group building? Group building is an effort in which a group studies its process of working together. How can we work together? What are some of our problems? What are some of our issues? What are some of the dynamics of different members and the group together? That is something what we call a group building is. And how to build a group. In order to have a group, two things are very important. The first one is have goals that meet the legitimate needs of the members. If a member joins this group, the member has some needs. And the group that we have meets the need, maybe to reach out to people, personal enrichment, company with other people, whatever it is, there is a need. So the group tries to meet that need. And secondly, everyone feels a sense of belonging, building ownership to the group among the members. So threefold function of a group is emotional and spiritual nourishment, mutual bonding, and a mission to complete. When a group has got these three dimensions, emotional and spiritual nourishment of the members, mutual bonding among the members, and a mission to accomplish, a group is complete. With this, a short introduction, let me go into what are some of the issues that are seen in a group and how we can handle them. The first issue that we can see in the group is the behavior of different members. Although members join the group with lots of goodwill, human as we are, certain unhealthy behavior can be seen sometimes. We all have joined with very great intention and purpose. But at the same time, human as we are, as I said, there can be certain limitations and shortcomings we as members. And that can be seen in a group in the form of attacking, disagreeing beyond reason, dominating, withdrawing, etc. So this is something we can see normally in a group. So when such things happens, it's not something extraordinary is happening to our group, something that is very normal that is happening in a group. Even a very highly motivated group can have these variables in a group. Attacking, disagreeing beyond reason, trying to dominate, or sometimes withdraw, or things like this. You see the picture, how they are trying to pull one another. The second one is what we see in a group is conflicts. How does a conflict begin? A conflict begins when our needs are not met. When our needs are not met, they create negative emotions, and negative emotions create conflict. So the need has got three levels: unmet needs, negative emotions, and conflicts. However, there are mature or immature ways of handling our conflicts. There are adult or non-adult ways of handling our conflicts. And what are some of the immature or non-adult ways of handling conflicts? The first one is submissive. Second one is passive-aggressive. Third one is aggressive. All these are so-called immature or non-adult means of handling a conflict. Who is submissive? The one who has no power, he becomes submissive. Who becomes passive-aggressive? One who does not have the courage to manifest his differences openly and speak to the person concerned openly, he becomes passive-aggressive. And what do we do in passive aggression? And most of the time, this is the behavior that is seen in the group. When we are in passive aggression, we withdraw, we don't contribute, we slow down, we become sarcastic, we keep aloof. This is a sign a person has become passive aggressive. He cannot handle the conflict directly. He's trying to communicate his unhappiness indirectly by being passive aggressive. The person concerned, meaning to say, to whom he is attacking, he understands the person is unhappy, but the person has never come and talked to this person directly. He shows in different signs and means to show that I am not happy with what you have done. And third one is aggressive. Of course, it's very clear. We become aggressive in our words. The words that we use are not very loving words. And very, very seldom it could happen, physical aggression. While all these three immature ways we see in a group, ideally speaking, what is the mature way, or what are the mature ways, or what are the adult ways? The first one is to let go. And the second one is what we call to assert ourselves, to have a dialogue, or what we also call nonviolent communication. To let go or to forgive, meaning to say, I say it's a small thing. I don't have to, get my attention on it and pick up a quarrel out of it. It's a small thing and I'm a big person. Let me let it go. That's the best spirit one can see. Only those people who are secure can let go things. Insecure people cannot let go. But the more we are secure, more we are able to close our eyes and say, this is not a very important thing. Of course, when it is very important, we don't let go. But we say, let it go. The second one is, we say, no, it's a very important topic. I cannot let it go. I have to do something in order to communicate the right thing. And then I do it in a non-violent way or in a form of a dialogue. And let us see what are the steps that are included in this non-violent communication, or what we call ASHRAM. The steps are simply called a desk method. For instance, I don't like something in a particular member in a group. The adult way of confronting this is through a method what we call desk method. Each letter stands for the first letter of the step. D stands for describing the hurting behavior. Let's say somebody behaved in a very different way in a group. He insulted me. Give an example. Then I meet this person and I describe to the person the hurting behavior that I experienced in the group. I describe the behavior. Then I express my honest feeling when this person insulted me in the group, honestly what I felt. But here what is very important is that we keep away any kind of judgment. Meaning to say, I don't say, oh, you are always like that. You are very insensitive. You don't know what you speak. You don't respect me. All these are judgments. We express only the feelings that we have, what I felt when you insulted me in the group, without making any judgment. And the third one is, I make a request for a new behavior. Specify a new behavior. I tell him, if only in the group, if we could talk in a more respectful way, if only you could speak in a respectful way, I'm suggesting or I'm making a request for a new behavior. And what are the consequences? The consequence is, it will help me, it will help you, and it will help the group. So we see these are the 4 steps where we can handle any conflict without being aggressive, passive-aggressive, or submissive. But we do it only when we know a certain issue is important and it has to be dealt with. Not when my ego is hurt, but when the interest of the group is at stake. Otherwise, I say, let it go. It's a small thing. I can close my eyes. But we have to see who gets hurt in a group. Is it my ego gets hurt, or the real issue or the interest of the group is getting hurt? Only then I go to this method. The next thing that we observe in the group is how to make decisions. Very often we have to make decisions in the group, big decisions and small decisions. And how do we make a decision in a very systematic way? The first step is define the problem, what you want to do. The second one is gather different ideas from the members in a brainstorming. Gather as many ideas as possible. Then you evaluate the ideas. Which ideas are not viable? For whatever reason, you discard them and choose the best idea and you implement them. And finally, evaluate and see whether the implemented idea is really bearing results. Now, in a decision making, what is important is the interest of the group is in our mind, not what I suggested has to be accepted. That is ego. A group can be destroyed when a person has got a very high ego and less interest in the common good and the interest of the group. And finally, it's not that my idea should succeed or get a preference. The best idea should get a preference. When I have that much of humility, the group will function well. And then we will have the best idea, not the idea that I suggested. And then, having seen the dynamics in the group, let me focus a bit on the leader in a group or leaders in a group. What are some of the skills and techniques the leader and the leaders in the group should have? The first one is listen and communicate in a pleasant way. The best treasure of a leader, which makes him a successful leader, is when he has the capacity to listen and communicate in a very friendly, non threatening way. If somebody has this skill, he becomes a very successful leader, one who can listen and communicate in a very pleasant, very amicable way. The second one is encourage and respect every member. Every member is valuable. Every member is important. So have a deep respect for each member, and that will give a kind of enthusiasm and boosting for that member. Involve group in problem solving. It's only when the people are involved in giving ideas, they feel a sense of belonging and they own up the decision. Let the people get involved, that they may own up the decisions. Set achievable goals and challenge the members to achieve them. Have some goals. And when you see somebody is faltering, somebody is not paying attention, it's the duty of the leader to remind them, see, we have a goal and we are not trying to reach that goal. There is some kind of a lethargy or lack of interest. The next one is allot work to members based on their ability and aptitude. Know the aptitude, which person can do which work better. Choose that person and give to that person with full trust, and the person will do it well. Learn to delegate work. Don't do everything. A good leader is the one who can delegate work and at the same time see that what is delegated is happening. A good leader would not do everything by himself or by herself. He has the capacity to delegate and the trust in the members to delegate, and finally sees that everyone has a chance to contribute. In whatever way, everyone has a chance to contribute. And the topmost quality, as I said, a leader who has got a listening capacity as well as the capacity to communicate in a pleasant way. And finally, how do we evaluate a group? High energy groups occur when 8 fundamental strategic issues are addressed. The first one is, who are we? Where are we now as a group? Where are we going? Does the group has got a clear direction in a threefold area that I mentioned? Personal, emotional, and spiritual enrichment, mutual bonding, and a mission to complete. Where are we going in these 3 goals? Are we really moving ahead of them, or have we forgotten them? How will we get there? What we'll have to do? What are some of the concrete means and steps we'll have to take in order to reach there? What is expected of us? In order to go there, from each member, what is expected? The commitment, the involvement, the contribution. What support we need from outside? Besides what the means that we have, what support we need from outside? How effective are we? We have a group, we have a mission, we have a purpose of coming together to personal enrichment and mutual bonding. How effective we are in doing this? And finally, what recognition do we get? Not for the recognition for the sake of our ego, recognition that the group is making a solid contribution to the members and to people at large. So that would be our way of evaluating group now and then, so that we know where our group stands and what repair work we may have to do with this group. And let me conclude. The greatest danger in a group is it ceases to improve. Very often it is easy to start a group. It's easy to get the members. The difficult part of a group is the group is not growing, it got stagnant. Then it's not a good group. How to see the group is moving ahead? how to see that the group is moving ahead, especially by evaluating our threefold function now and then. Having leaders who have got a vision and ability to listen and to communicate, and handling some of the issues that we saw that could crop up in a group. So with this short presentation of mine, if you have any questions, I'm open. Let's share our experience and our expertise together. Thank you for listening to me.